Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel here at YouTube, and welcome to, of course, another Friday review. And today, of course, I am reviewing the debut full-length album from, of course, Sylent Storm, which is titled The Fire Never Dies, and it will be released, of course, on November 27th through, of course, Stormspell Records. Now, you should know by now that when it comes to Sylent Storm, I am, of course, good friends with, of course, Jim Harris, and he is, of course, the reason why I was able to also review their EP earlier sometime this year, which, of course, I've got the cassette copy right here, which, of course, was signed by him. So, when it comes to this right here, well, thanks to him, he, of course, had sent me at least a copy, of course, of The Fire Never Dies, at least via, files and stuff to basically review for this channel. And so since I don't want to wait any longer, and since next week, of course, is November 27th, that's of course is Thanksgiving, I think right now it'd be a great day to, of course, also to just again to review the debut full-length album from, of course, Sylent Storm. So with that, without further ado, let's get into, of course, The Fire Never Dies from Sylent Storm. Okay, before I really get into any of my thoughts on the album, let's definitely do a track listing rundown. We got about 12 songs here, and it all clocks in at 49 minutes and 53 seconds. So, these songs, of course, are The Fire Never Dies, Wrath of the Blade, Witch's Blood, which, of course, is a re-recording from the EP, Morpheus, which is an instrumental, Shadow in the Dark, Eye of the Storm, which is also a re-recording from the EP, Lunar Eclipse, which is also an instrumental, and the last of the instrumentals on this album, Beware the Blood Moon, March 4th, Patriots of Metal, which is also a re-recording from the EP, Slipping in the Rain, and of course Betrayal, which of course is the final song from the EP that has been re-recorded, and of course is again the song that ends the album. So there you go, there's your 12 songs here. So, as far as the album here, I really do have to say this, when comparing this to, of course, the EP, as far as like when it comes to production mixing, this is definitely an improvement over the EP. I mean, the EP is good. It definitely, in many ways, it was, I guess you can say at today's standards, is more of a demo in some cases. It almost has a very demo-ish feel to at least that. It was definitely raw. I wouldn't say near, I mean, it definitely, I hate to say, but it definitely does in many ways make it, kind of, the Queensryche EP sound very well produced, but still, I would say it's in that same category where it's like basically the Queensryche EP for, of course, this band, because again, compared to all the stuff that Queensryche did over the years when it comes to production, it all at least improved. Here, it's the same thing. It's definitely improved. I mean, it's still not, perfectly produced or perfectly recorded, but it's definitely a step in the right direction in terms of it, because of a lot of the songs, they got punched to them. Again, they are just great sounding, and of course, Jim Harris, I think, sounds very good on here. I think this is definitely closest to, I think, again, really getting there to a really good vocal performance. He sounds pretty good on here. Just in everyone in the band, that they all sound great. That's definitely some really good pluses for me on this album for sure. So, also when it comes to some songs, I mean, there's some, as far as when it comes to at least the re-recorded stuff from the EP, which again, we got most of the EP anyways has been re-recorded. I mean, again, like Witch's Blood and Eye of the Storm and Patriots of Metal and Betrayal. I think these are, again, I really have to say, I think these are improved versions over the EP. They just and the thing is that they work in the within a lot of the newer songs on here. They fit. They work great. They're definitely good versions, and again, just some good solid crunchy metal. Just good, again, traditional metal, just solid stuff. So, since I got those EP songs out of the way, what do I feel could be the best of some more brand new songs? Because we got as far as really full brand new songs, again, the title track, Wrath of the Blade, Shadow in the Dark, Beware the Blood Moon, March 4th, and Sleeping in the Rain are definitely the more new songs on here. And I think these are very good. I mean, the title track, which is a great opener that has plenty of tempo changes. I mean, it begins somewhat kind of slow, then starts getting a little fast, and then gets into more galloping, and it just goes back and forth. It just really, it's a freaking good way to open up the album. Again, it definitely kicks the album into high gear. It's a good song. Beware the Blood Moon, which is also was one of the songs that was definitely released prior to the album in general. I mean, both this, the Fire Never Dies was one of the first songs to be released prior to, of course, announcing the album. In some cases, at least as far as, I don't know, I guess it's when it comes to track listing, I know Jim Harris definitely was a contact and good partnership with, of course, Annual DHM full albums on YouTube. And that's where also where he posted that song and Beware the Blood Moon. Again, Beware the Blood Moon, it's a more slower number, but has plenty of hooks. It's a good song. Same goes for Shadow in the Dark, which this song Stormspell did put the audio for this on the Bandcamp page, which I will leave you a link in the Bandcamp page. Of course, I will leave you there, and I'll try and leave you at 20 sites for when it comes to like pre-ordering and so on for any of those who definitely really want to check this album out. Still though, on to Shadow in the Dark. It's a down-tempo rocker with an infectious groove. It is so catchy, and again, it has plenty of hooks. That's another really good plus when it comes to this album. Each song just has a hook to it. It's great. Just great stuff. Also, the other two songs like Wrath of the Blade and March 4th are also fun and cool songs. Again, just great heavy numbers. I really like them a lot. Sleeping in the Rain, on the other hand, this right here is the album's sole ballad, but it's somewhat moody and deep for a ballad. It's definitely got some dark kind of feel to it. I will say, at times when listening to it, I almost thought it has at times a brooding feel, but not really that brooding. But it just, again, it's a very somber number. It's definitely a good ballad, and definitely also shows Jim Harris's vocal performance. Sure, it definitely shows his techniques, and that he definitely can work with at least a pretty good ballad. It definitely sounds good. It's definitely the kind of ballad you might expect from early on from like Fate's Warning, for example. But it's definitely more simpler than a ballad from like Fate's Warning. But it just reminds me a lot of the softer parts that are in the clean softer parts that you would expect from like Fate's Warning during the John Ark era. Just good, just a good song. Definitely good. Now let's definitely get onto the instrumentals on here, which again, we only got two instrumentals. Morpheus, which is a short instrumental. It clocks in at 1 minute and 54 seconds. And then, of course, Lunar Eclipse, which clocks in at 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Morpheus is a acoustic and, again, a quite moody instrumental, whereas Lunar Eclipse, on the other hand, is an electric guitar-based instrumental with a Middle Eastern vibe to it. Just has that very vibe to it. It just really sounds rather interesting, and it's cool. And again, it definitely is used as like the beginning to, of course, Beware the Blood Moon, and it works. It works like that. Again, but when it comes to like, again, so like Blood Moon and so on, and Eclipse, it works. Because again, those, if you're into like that kind, like science or astronomy or stuff like that, it definitely works in that, especially because of, again, the moon and the eclipse are definitely synonymous with each other. So it's really cool, and it works like that. So that's really, I gotta say, that's just good overall. There's just nothing bad here I can really say. So there you go. There is, of course, The Fire Never Dies from Sylent Storm, and rating is a 8.50 out of 10. I think when it comes to like comparing between this and the EP, I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. Again, it's a progression. They're really expanding on every bit, I think, the EP, but this time, again, expanding even further. And our time's really tightening up a lot of the loose ends that you might have seen or have heard with, of course, the EP from them in 2018. Everything's definitely more improved, and everything is definitely, again, the band is in top shape here. I think from here on out, you're going to expect at least more and more, for example, more progression. Everything's going to improve with each release. But here, this is a good progression, again, it's a good step in the right direction. I think this is definitely, is very enjoyable, and I think it's definitely worth your time. So if you liked the debut EP from, of course, Sylent Storm, I think you are going to like The Fire Never Dies. You definitely are going to like it. I can't see you not liking this. Again, if you like the EP, I can't see you not liking this, because again, it's a good album. Definitely, again, for those who also haven't heard Sylent Storm, this is a good one to pick up to really get into the guys. This is a good one to pick up. So, with that, I know that, again, right now, it's still on pre-order, and again, it won't be out until next Friday. But definitely, I definitely recommend checking out. And again, I'm going to do my best and leave as links in the, of course, in the description, box for, of course, for you to go and check out. Again, links for, of course, like pre-ordering, links to listen to at least some of the songs to there. Again, like Stormspell's Bandcamp page. I'm gonna do my best to leave as many of those links in the description box as best as I can for all of you to really check this out. So with that, I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you, Jim Harris, for, of course, lending this album out to me to definitely review. So with that, I hope y'all enjoyed. This is Heavy Thrasher Sam out. And I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.